Rodgers. I'm a Royal Crown Diamond with Young Living, and I'm really excited to help you understand the new Silverbound bonus. Now, here's the deal. When I teach this to my team, what I really like to do is kind of unpack how you get to each rank and some strategies for building along the way so that you can not just maximize your opportunity with the bonus, but you can also understand what are those quality building tools for your team to be well structured, to be well supported, and for you to just understand what's going on, okay? So that's what we're gonna do here today. I hope you don't mind my little flip chart action here. I'm a former high school math teacher. This is how I roll. Give me a marker and I will teach you anything you need to know about Young Living. So that's what we're gonna do. So the Silverbound bonus actually launches for Young Living on April 1st. So April 1st is the time that we're going to begin doing this. And I want to teach you just some basics of some comp plan terminology. I'm not going to go real in depth. Don't worry. I'm not going to overwhelm you. We'll take it piece by piece together. But some comp plan terminology, and then also just what does structure mean? What are we trying to accomplish with this whole thing? Okay. So I always describe this as kind of building a family tree. Y'all see how this works? Like this is me at the top. This would be you too. At the top of your particular team, your organization, we would call that. And in that, you are bringing in some friends, some family, some people that you're connected to, and we'll talk about that in a second and how to do that. But you're bringing them in and helping them get some of these amazing Young Living products into their home. Now, typically we bring people in with a premium starter kit, so we'll talk a little bit about that, but there are, of course, other ways to bring people in so that they can customize that starter order. But let's say, for example, that you help 3 friends join Young Living. So these would become teams under you. And we'll talk about that. That'll be necessary in the structure portion of this. I just want you to have this visual in mind before we get there. Now, 2 pieces of terminology that you're going to need to understand because I'm going to unpack this for you as we talk about this. Number 1 is your personal volume. That's simply what you spend every month. That's the products that you order from Young Living. Typically, that's going to be at least 100 PV, 100 personal volume that you've spent. And then OGV is the other piece that you need to know. Now, OGV stands for overall group volume. So in this example right here, me, I am going to have multiple teams under me that all that volume adds up, just simple addition, to become my overall group volume. At the same time, each of these friends have a downline. They have a team that they are working with, and this friend is going to have an overall group volume, an OGV, that's comprised of everyone under them, all of their teams. Friend number 2 is going to have their own unique OGV, and friend number 3 will have their own unique OGV. Okay? So those are the 2 things you need to know. Your personal volume and then your overall group volume. Okay? So let's talk about the very first thing that we're trying to accomplish with Young Living. And now here's what we're going to do. Okay. I'm going to explain to you how to hit the rank with the company. Then I'm going to unpack how to take that to the next level and hit the bonus from Young Living through Silverbound, okay? So if you're like, I don't know about that bonus, I mean, let's be real. We all want like a little extra on our paycheck. So I want to teach you how to do that. But at the very heart of it, I just want you to understand how to hit these first few ranks with the company, okay? STAR requires you to do 2 things. You need to have a personal volume, you spend 100, and your team needs to have an overall group volume of 500. Now, let me clarify too, that overall group volume includes what you've spent. So whether that is you and 4 people who buy a premium starter kit or 100 PV of product, you at 100 plus 4 of them equals 500. Could be that you spent over 100 and then you have a team that spent maybe less, but that still adds up to 500. That is going to qualify you as STAR in a given month. But the Silverbound bonus layers some extra things on top because, see, we don't want you to build like this is your end goal. We want you to understand that there are so many additional levels of success that you can have with our company. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to teach you how to build that structure and get yourself ready for that while you're doing this. So the Silverbound bonus is going to ask you to do this and a little bit of extra stuff. So number 1, we want you to have structure in place. That's what we were talking about right here. This is that structure that you need to start to have in place. So the STAR structure is going to ask you to have 2 legs, each leg doing 200 OGV. So that would be, using this as an example, me And friend number 1 and friend number 2 would be the 2 legs of your business. Again, think about this like a family tree, like you have children legs that are doing different things, right? So friend number 1, now listen, you need 200 OGV from this leg. It could just be that that friend loves our product and they come into Young Living, they spend 200 PV. Their own personal volume is 200. That counts. Could be that maybe one of these friends comes in and they grab a starter kit or they order $100 in product, 100 PV in product, and then they've shared with other people and they've told other people about these amazing products. And so they begin to have these other people under them as a team. Either way, you need this to sum up into a 200 OGV leg and sum up into a 200 OGV leg. And now here's the deal. If you can do that, and you do it within 2 months of enrolling with Young Living, you're going to get 25 ER points from that. Now, you're also going to get the referral bonuses for bringing these people in. You're going to get a number of other things in terms of comp plan. This is not all you're going to get. This is just an add-on to whatever you have earned during that time frame from Young Living. Now, the time frame, I do want to explain this because I want you to understand the 2 months. The month that you join Young Living, the month that you grab your premium starter kit or your 100 PV of products, in the timeline of things, we're going to call that month 0. That month is not the first month you have to begin achieving this particular structure. That is month 0. So you have the following month and then the next month. You have 2 months to do that. So theoretically, let's say you have joined Young Living in April. April would be month 0, and then you have May, June to get this structure in place to earn this bonus. Y'all tracking with me? I don't know if you're tracking with me, but I hope you are. All right, so let's go on to Senior Star, okay? The next rank with our company is called Senior Star. It's going to take what you've done at Star and just kind of elevate that a little bit more. Same idea, you're going to have your personal volume of 100. You're going to have an overall group volume. Remember, that's you and your entire organization, your whole team, all of that adds up and becomes your OGV, and that total volume needs to be 2,000, okay? That alone will qualify you for the rank of Senior Star, which of course has you eligible for all of the unilevel payouts and all of the other things that you have at that particular rank. But if you want to take it one step further and you want to run after these silver bound bonuses, you're going to need to have that structured just right, okay? Now, thinking in line with what we did with Star, we're going to just expand that a little bit further. So here as a Senior Star, you're going to still need 2 legs. We talked about those legs being like the children in our family tree, right? You're going to need 2 legs. They're going to each need to have 500 OGV. Now listen, you could have 1,000 and you can have 1,000. You can have 600 and you can have 500. You can have, I don't know, there's a million different ways that you can do that, right? You can have 4 legs that are each doing 500. That all qualifies. That all works for this. You just need to have a minimum of 2 legs doing a total of that 500 OGV each. The other thing that you need to know about this is the timing. Now remember, when we were talking about the Star bonus, we said the month you enroll was month 0, and then you have 1 and 2 to hit Star. Same concept here, except when you hit Star, that's when your clock starts. The month you hit Star is month 0, and then with this bonus, you're going to have 3 months to get the Senior Star and structure in place for the bonus. So month 1, 2, and 3 to get that in place, okay? Now what happens when you do? This is when the bonus begins for Senior Star. The beauty of what they've done here is we're encouraging you, don't just hit this one time. Don't just do this once. We want you to build a solid structure from your team that is going to sustain. And so what we have done here is we have these maintenance bonuses in place. I don't like the word maintenance. Can I be real? The word maintenance doesn't sound real flashy and fun, but it makes sense, right? I hit Senior Star. If I maintain and hit it again the next month, and then maintain and hit it again the next month, I have 3 opportunities to earn 3 bonuses here. So the first month that I hit Senior Star, I'm going to get $50. If I hit it again with the same qualifications, that second month, I'm going to get $75 added to my paycheck. The third month, if I have done it 3 in a row, I'm going to get $125 added to that paycheck. So you get these layers of bonuses for doing the things that are going to help to propel you to the next rank. Now, I will tell you this, these bonuses do exist even if, let's give a time frame on this, right? Let's say we hit Senior Star in June, okay? So we hit in June, right? Is that a J? That's a J. There we go. We hit June is the first month that we hit Senior Star with these qualifications in place. You're going to get that $50 bonus. But if for some reason in July you don't have all of this in place and you fall back in that Senior Star rank, we're not taking you out of the running for all of these maintenance bonuses. You would actually pause and not earn one because you did not re-maintain that particular rank and qualification. But that third month, this is a 3-month maintenance period. If you are able to get back to Senior Star in that third month, you actually would pick this bonus back up in that third month. Now that does mean that you didn't have the opportunity to get this one because you dropped in rank. And again, the focus here is we want to help you understand what it takes to hold these ranks and to grow your team so that you're pushing towards those next ranks. So let's take a look at the next one. All right, the next rank is executive. Now, executive adds in one more layer to simply hitting the rank. Executive is such a powerhouse rank with our company. It is the point that we start to see teams congealing and we see people start running, and this is likely where you've built a lot of other people on your team and supported them to the rank of star, which we've already talked about. This is where you start seeing that momentum of stars going on. So at executive, to hit the rank of executive, you're going to have your PV in, you're going to have your personal purchase of 100 in, you're going to have a team overall group volume of 4,000, but you do need to have structure in place to qualify as an executive. So 2 of your legs, you can have 12 legs, but 2 of your legs need to be totaled at 1,000 OGV. So you do need to have 2 legs in place with 1,000 in order to hit that rank of executive. Now, this will qualify you for the unilevel payouts, for any bonuses that you're eligible for and all of that. But if you want to add on this silver bound executive bonus, then we're going to need you to do one more thing. Okay, we're going to get that structure in place. You've already got your 2 legs at 1,000, but we want you thinking ahead for future ranks, which are going to ask you to have more legs in place. So this bonus does require you to have a 3rd leg ready to go at 500 OGV. So to look back at our example that we started with here, the idea would be that maybe friend 1 is over 1,000 in OGV. Friend 2 is at or over 1,000 in OGV. But you've got friend 3 over here who's trucking along, and they've started to build, and they are at 500 OGV. That is the structure that will make you eligible for that executive bonus. Now, you do have 3 full months to make that happen. So remember, we hit Senior Star, that's month 0. Then you have 1, 2, 3 months to get yourself to executive. And then those maintenance bonuses work the same way. For the months that you're at executive, the first 3 months that you hold the executive rank consecutively, you're going to get a $100 bonus the first month, a $150 bonus the second month, and a $250 bonus that third month. Okay, so you do have 3 awesome bonuses that are on the table for you. They're there. Just maintain that structure and get your team building solid, and you're going to get all 3 of these payouts over the course of those first 3 executive paychecks. All right, here's the big dog right here. Y'all ready for this one? This is silver. This is why it's called the silver bound bonus. We're all going for this one right here. This is the big one that we're running after. So silver is going to require you to do a couple of things that we're already familiar with. We need our personal volume, our personal purchase for the month of 100. We need that overall group volume, that team volume of 10,000. Now listen, some of y'all just heard me say 10,000 and you were like, I cannot imagine ever being there. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I've walked you through step by step how to get here, and you're going to walk people through step by step how to get here. Legs, you do need 2 legs at silver. We needed 2 legs at executive. We've already done this. We're just going to grow those legs and get them moving. You're going to need 2 legs at 4,000 OGV each to be considered a silver. Now, because Young Living does this really beautiful thing with their ranks, where they never want you to get to silver and stop. Now you can, don't do it. Keep going, right? We want to keep going. But they don't want you to get to silver and stop. They don't want you to do that. So in order to qualify for this, they've created this extra category of volume. It's called PGV. Stands for Personal Group Volume. And let me show you what that is. So remember, at the rank of silver, we need 2 legs at 4,000 OGV. So let's go back to our familiar structure here. We're going to review this again. So let's say this is me, and I have one friend over here doing 4,000 or more. I have one friend over here doing 4,000 or more. PGV says, hey, you've got your 2 qualifying legs that are qualifying you for that silver rank. That's great. You got to have those in place. But what we want you to do is we want you to think beyond that. Now, the silver-bound structure has already taught you to think beyond that because they're encouraging you to have future legs. But at silver, this is the first time that the rank actually depends on it. So that personal group volume is personal, your volume, and everyone outside of these qualifying legs. So if these are your 2 4,000 OGV legs, you have to have 1,000 in personal group volume. So I could have friend 3, I could have friend 4, I could have friend 5 and 6. It doesn't matter. Me and all of this volume outside of these 2 qualifying legs, that's my PGV. And so our comp plan just says, listen, we want you to grow beyond just those 2 legs that qualified you for silver. So in order to hit the rank of silver, you do need to have some volume outside of that. Now, strategically, as you're preparing for this, you want to look at this silver-bound bonus because the silver-bound bonus echoes this beautifully, and it makes it make a lot of sense for you as you're growing your team, because the silver-bound bonus requires you to have a 3rd leg at 1,000. So basically what it's saying is, while for the rank of silver, your PGV can be you and anyone else, for the bonus at silver, we really want you to have constructed that volume into 1 leg, because that 1 leg is going to become your 3rd team leg that will qualify you for gold rank, which is the next rank with Young Living. So this is all strategic in the way it's been thought out to get you planning ahead for where you're going. The timing on this is 4 months. So when you hit executive, in our time clock, the way that works, that's month 0 for your run to silver, month 0. And so you have 1, 2, 3, 4 months to get all of this in play from executive to silver. And if you do, this is where those bonuses start to really feel good, okay? So that first month that you hit silver, you're gonna get a $200 bonus from the company. If you maintain that rank again in that second month, you're gonna get a $300 bonus. And then month 3, you are going to get a $1,000 bonus simply for holding this structure for 3 months in a row. And let me tell you, silver is where it all unlocks with our comp plan. Oh, it unlocks so much good stuff. This is where that paycheck starts to hit. This is where lives begin to be radically changed. And we want to encourage you to do it in a way that is solid. Do it in a way that not just gets you a few bonuses, but in a way that's going to help to propel you for the next level. And that next rank beyond silver is gold. Now, this is the silver-bound bonus. Silver-bound bonus takes you right up to silver, but there is a second bonus that we have with our company that's called Bridge to Gold. The idea being, silver is right here with your 10,000 OGV. You've built this amazing team of leaders running at 10,000, and gold, now listen, gold is big, but so is the payout. When you get there, your momentum and your team is going to be where you want it to be. Gold still requires you to have your PV in place, but the OGV for gold is 35,000. I know, that's a lot, right? But we're going to do it. We're not going to get defeated by that. We're going to look at that and go, oh yeah, we're doing it. We're running. Once you get to silver, you're going to taste that. You're going to see where you're headed, and you're going to want to keep running. When you get to gold, remember silver, we had 2 legs at 4,000. Gold, you're going to need 3 legs at 6,000. Okay, so it's a little bit bigger. We've already been working towards that 3rd leg, though, haven't we? We've been preparing for that and getting ready for that. Gold still asks you to have that PGV in place of 1,000, so that would be outside of these 3 qualifying legs. You're going to need to have that volume growing, and this is how you get gold. But, okay, so silver to gold, that's like a big step, isn't it? I mean, you are more than tripling your team's volume, and probably the number of people on your team at that point is growing just hugely during that time frame. So Bridge to Gold was meant to be this bonus that would bridge the gap, that is going to look at that and say, can you get halfway Can you get halfway from silver to gold? And can you do that with structure in place, with everything where you're going to need it to be? And if you can, then we want to incentivize that for you. And so here's what we have for Bridge to Gold. So the halfway point between a 10,000 OGV silver team and the 35,000 OGV gold team is 22,500. Just trust me, you'll do the math and you'll know I'm right on that. But it's halfway in there. So Bridge to Gold is marking off that halfway point. So PV, we're always gonna have PV, we get that. OGV 22.5, 22,500 OGV. If you have 2 legs at 4,000 OGV and 2 legs at 1,000 OGV, by the time that you are at this midway point, you will get a premier aroma collection. Listen, if you don't know what that thing is, you need to look around because it is pretty amazing. It is this gigantic case or bag or some sort of a container. It's just fabulous. And it has like 120 oils in it. My favorite part of it is you don't even know what they're going to be. You get this thing. Listen, I have videos of opening my first Premier Aroma collection from, I think I got it in sometime in 2015. And I have the most glorious video of opening this thing with my daughter, who was like 3 at the time. And we are opening it, and her eyes are big, and she's seeing all the oils in it. And I feel like that is the moment that I realized these oils are changing our family's life, and they're changing my family. Like, this is something tangible that my daughter got to go, Mama, they sent this to you. And I got this huge case of oils. It was a different program we had back then. But this thing, it is powerful. It is powerful for you to get. It is worth, I don't even know, like $2,200 or something. I don't know what the retail price is on it. It's a lot. Just trust me that. This is a big daddy. But the idea is, this is where you need to be. When you hit this OGV, you need to be at that point that you are structured and running for gold. But I want to give you some pointers on how to do this, because some of you are already partway through some of this and you're just looking for your next opportunity, and some of you are at square one. And so if you're at square one, I want you to know that first off, you need to go rewatch this video, and you need to just stop it earlier, because you don't need to know all of the endpoints. You need to know your next 2 goals, okay? So don't get overwhelmed. Don't get yourself in the weeds with all of this, trying to figure out what's going on. Just understand what you need to understand for the next phase of your business growth, okay? But here's what I want you to do. This is what I train my team to do all the time. When we get started, or when we need a little bit of a refresh in our team, when I'm like, I need new energy, I just need a new focus. I've been training my team a lot lately that it's a good mindset to get in to relaunch your business every 3 to 6 months. Not like in this big, fresh redo and like scrap everything old and start over, but just in that mindset of, okay, I've accomplished these things. What can I do now? How can I make this feel fresh? Where can I go from here? And so wherever you are in your business, consider looking at things and kind of starting over fresh, just getting a good, clean look into things. And this is where I always have people start. It's with your circles of influence. This is where you want to begin when you start thinking about, who am I going to tell about these products? Now, we have so many different people in our lives that often we don't really think about unless somebody sort of helps us jog our memory through what they are. So these are some circles of influence you might have in your life. So you might have family, coworkers, church, people who live in your neighborhood. You could be part of a mom's group. Your kids could be in school, or they have some sort of extracurricular hobbies, or they're in sports or something else. Perhaps you travel. Perhaps you have connections through your spouse, through their job, through some of their things that might exist on this list that would be different than yours. Maybe it's friends from an old school. I mean, I have friends of mine from middle school who are now builders on my team and brand partners that I love to work with. It's so cool to be able to do that. And their moms. Can I just be real? Like, I have my friends from childhood and their moms all running with me. It's the coolest thing. You might have some sort of an influence. And listen, I don't mean like I'm an Instagram influencer. We all have influence, okay? We all have influence, but some people do actually have a blog or social media. It doesn't even have to be something where you have 1 million followers. I just mean there are connection points that we've made through communities and groups on social media, particularly in the last year. We've all kind of done a little bit more of that, I would say, as we've like reconnected with people online when it's been a little bit harder to do that in person, right? We have community groups, maybe volunteer work that you do. You might have hobbies. You might network. Maybe you are able to do a vendor event or something like that. So there are a lot of opportunities for you to connect with people. And so I'm going to give you a little homework. Listen, I don't go through all this training for you to just go, well, that was helpful, and walk away. I want you to do a little bit of work, okay? This is what's going to get you progressing and really thinking about things. So here, this is all I want you to do, okay? No pressure. Number one, I want you to think about 5 circles from that sheet that I just showed you. What are 5 places that you have connection points in your world? Maybe they are places that you've already sort of pressed into and talked oils with people. Maybe they're not. Maybe there are some new ones that have come up in the last little while. That's why it's so helpful to sort of relaunch every few months, because we create new connection points and suddenly we have new circles that we didn't have before. And if we don't really think through that, we can miss that. So list 5 of them. So you might have family. I'm not going to write here, but you might have your family as one of those where you're going to start. This is what we're doing. This is our goal, is to build these friend groups out of this. So for example, when I look at my own downline structure, I have a family group. I have my mom's right at the top of that leg. And so my mom was the first one in that group to come and get some oils and to really jump into the whole thing. And so our family is something that we've built together in this team. And then I have another leg. I used to be a photographer. And so I have another leg of photography friends in my area that are under one leg. And I have another group of photography friends from online that were there. I have a fourth leg that is my church friends, people that I was connected through in that part of my life. I have pockets of where my kids, teachers, and other parents are connected. And so you want to start thinking through what these could be, because this is going to help you start to plan out your leg growth, which is what you're going to need in order to be able to maximize out everything that we've done right here for the Silver Bound bonus. And so I want you to be encouraged, and I want you to know that this is what we do. We just continue to build stars to help people see the building blocks of our business, to start at stage 1 and to get excited, help them run after some ranks, help them run after some bonuses if they want to do that as well. I believe that you can do this, and I believe that the Silver Bound bonus is here to help you do that and to give you the structure for that. Good luck. I want to hear how you do. Reach out to me. Let me know. I love to celebrate with my team and with everybody else. You're going to rock this, and I can't wait to see you do it. Thanks, guys.